Hello and welcome to another brand new week here at Sportsbook Review with Team Bankroll, and the Champions League is back. Super exciting stuff. We did very well with the first round of fixtures. Now we're looking at Tuesday's matches: Bayern Munich versus Besiktas, Chelsea versus Barcelona, with big man on campus, Flash and Nigel Seeley. Hey guys, how's your weekend been? Everyone good?
Good. How are
All
you,
good,
Nat?
Nat. Good, good.
Good, good.
All weekend, Michael.
Yeah,
You could have a big winner tonight.
we'll wait and see, eh? We wait and see. We've got Ole Miss there, says over 2.5 is going over. Let's wait and see. Three players, big names are out on Leipzig's side for Europa League. But still, I think Eintracht Frankfurt, both of them have got goals in them. Last three matches have gone over. So I'm feeling all right, but let's wait and see. But listen,
Have you laid
Champions
off,
League.
Nat?
Have I
Have you
what?
laid off?
What
Laid
do you mean
off?
laid off?
Or you just have you backed the over now? Or the
I've
under?
back, I've backed the over, and one of the ideas is obviously to hedge. But listen, I'm it wasn't my money to
You're
begin
in it.
with, so I'm in it for the whole thing. And if it's not this week, it will be next. So that's the way I'm.
Okay.
But listen, Champions League, Bayern Munich versus Besiktas. Obviously, one of the favourites there to win it all. And what an opponent! Lucky for Bayern Munich, I have to say it does look like this is where Besiktas comes to the end of their Champions League run. But they have had a good run. Bayern Munich 1.17, draw 9.1. Besiktas 22. Going to start with you, big man. We're all expecting a clean Bayern Munich win. It's how clean, how big, and where is the value? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm looking more towards the goal market here. I would probably just go with both teams are scoring over 2.5. You get around 140 plus 140. I'm liking that here. I mean, obviously we know Bayern Munich will put a couple past. We know the pace will probably be there in this game as well. I mean, Talisca, Kroesma, they have some guys. Besiktas, they're a pretty good Turkish outfit, as we know. I'm not huge in backing them away from home, but I don't see any reason they can't grab at least one goal here. They've scored
Mm.
in 6 of 7 Champions League road matches. Again, I mean, you're probably not facing the quality of opponent such as Bayern Munich, but I have this one at like 3-1. I definitely think they're good enough to grab a goal. I think they have the ability to do so. I'm not huge on this game. Obviously, there's very little betting value from a side perspective. I was considering plus 2.5, and I thought to myself, I think to honestly hit that, I'm going to have a goal. So might as well just take the over and both teams to score and get much better odds there. So I'll go both teams to score and over 2.5 at around plus 140.
Yeah. I'm nervous. Have to say, Besiktas, I think fourth in the Super League, and Bayern Munich's defence are certainly at home. I don't know whether Bayern Munich will want to slip away that away goal. Are they scoring Besiktas, Flash? That is the question.
Um, if they do, I mean, I'm not worried about it because I can't look at that angle. I'm looking that Bayern Munich score at least 3, so I'm there with big man. I think that Bayern Munich try and do exactly what Man City did last week, and that's kill the tie as quickly as possible, and then maybe rest some players when you go over there. So, I mean, my angle is basically Bayern Munich -2. I think it's like
Okay.
2.35. And then if they do keep the clean sheet, then that brings in your 3-0. I can see this being 4-1. I can see it being 4-0, 5-1. So for me, I'm all goals. I'm all Bayern Munich, and at -2, I'm happy to give them 2 start.
Yeah. And final over to you there, Nigel. Will Besiktas score? Can they score? And are you going with the goals on this one?
They can score because they've scored so many times in the Champions League already. Whether they score or not is
Yeah.
a different matter. Bayern Munich are just a fantastic beast at home, won 14 in the last 15
Mm.
games. Besiktas just don't keep clean sheets. That's their big problem. They concede goals. I think they only kept 3 clean sheets in something like 15 games or something like that. But I think Bayern Munich are far, far, far too strong. I agree with Flash. I think at home they've got to go out on the front foot. The Turkish sides are notoriously poor travellers over the years, and nothing's any different this season. I think they will win by -2 on the handicap, but also the best thing about the Asian handicap is you get a push if it's exactly 2, and I can't see them keeping exactly 1. So I think the Asian handicap -2 is a great bet because I do think they'll win. And big man said 3-1. Flash has given us every score predictable: 4-1, 5-1, 3-1, 6-1, 7-1. So if we're going to go for the -2, we're not saying that it's going to be competitive. So -2 is the bet for me. I think that is definitely the bet. And also, if you 1.57 is the best price now for Bayern Munich to be leading at half-time and full-time, the double result. Other firms in the UK are 1.4. That price will not, and I guarantee will not be 1.57 some kick-off time, because Bayern Munich go straight at it from the first whistle.
Yeah.
And I think draw Bayern Munich half-time, Bayern Munich full-time at 1.57 is one for someone who wants to pay the shorter price, because that will not be around come kick-off time.
Yeah, go on, big man.
Yeah, quick point to Flash. Nigel kind of hit on it. Bit of a shaky proposition, Flash. Now, I mean, laying the 2. I mean, at least, 30 cents cheaper, you can get the push in this case. It could very well be 3-1, 3 clear goal winner. That's pretty concerning. No, Flash. That's a high. You think it's that big of a scoreline? 3-0.
Yeah, I
4-0?
mean, I have this game exactly the same as Bale and Man City last week, and Man City were away from home. I think that the whole mentality here is, I mean, listen, I can see Bayern Munich scoring 5. So if I can see him scoring 5, that means Besiktas has got to score most 2. I can't see that happening. So for me, I'm happy with 4-1, maybe 4-0. So I just see them wanting to wrap this game up, big man, tomorrow night, and not worried
Good
about the
point.
second leg.
There's
Because
certain
one thing you don't
certain
want to do
teams.
is go to Turkey
There's,
with it tight.
Right.
I like the Asian handicap +2, because if you think Besiktas are going to score, which big man does, then they've got to score 4 goals to cover
Mhm.
Flash's bet. So they're not 3 goals, 4 goals. You think they're going to score? So I do
I
like the
hear
2, but
I hear that.
there's certain teams out there that you want to back. I've got a friend of mine who's one of the biggest players in the world in Asian handicaps, and he notoriously plays teams in Italy, not necessarily much now, but years ago with +2, and they're big favourites because the Italian mentality was to win 1-0. Bayern Munich is a different proposition. Manchester City, different position. If you get Manchester United +2 at home, that's probably the sort of side you want to be with. Bayern Munich are very gun-ho. I agree with Flash, but I'm going to take the +2 just in case Besiktas do score, and I don't want to be cheering a side to score 4 goals to win money.
Well,
Yeah.
Nat,
What is the
also, I
+2
think
on the Asian boys?
a +2 on the Asian is 1.72 or
See,
1.62.
so
I'm
I'm
sorry.
getting
Sorry.
2. See, I'm getting 2.35, but obviously that brings in a tie. And if it's only 2, I suppose you do get a no bet. So I mean,
But
yeah.
Flash, here's what my kind of thought is on this game. I mean, I think we can honestly compare Celtic and Besiktas, right? Besiktas is probably slightly better. Better. Even Celtic was able to kind of keep it close. Bayern Munich is going to give a goal. Their defense is. It's not. I don't think it's Barcelona or anything or
I
any
don't.
of those
I
teams.
don't know.
No,
I'd
no, I
be
agree with
nervous
you.
backing them to score. To be honest with you, Besiktas, but to actually
But the
make
big
that
thing
my
that I
bet.
see,
Yeah.
no, the big thing I see about this Besiktas side, and this is, I would say that Celtic have got a little bit more spirit about them. Like if it goes 1-2, they'll keep going. They'll keep trying to do it because they've got that pride. Away from home,
In 2 legs,
Turkish
Celtic had
sides fault.
21 shots. 21 shots. That's. You'd have to
Yeah,
think Besiktas
yeah.
have
Yeah,
sure.
the other thing, big man, is Bayern Munich have only kept 2 clean sheets
Right.
in their last 8 last Bundesliga games, and they're up against teams like Werder Bremen. They're up against teams like Schalke, Wolfsburg at the weekend scored against them. Hoffenheim
Mhm.
scored 2 against them. It's not the question of whether you think they're a comparison to Celtic. It's whether you think Besiktas are as good as Hoffenheim or a mid-table Bundesliga side. And I think for that reason they are. Bayern Munich do concede, but they have the ability to score 2 or 3. So I like your bet, I like your angle, but I'm happy with just 2 goals with that push because on the safe side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm actually going to take Bayern Munich and the over 3.5 goals. I didn't want to bet whether Besiktas could score, but or score or not. 2.05. So that's my bet there. Well, actually, just looking at some of the thing here, Bayern to win for 2 or 3 goals, 2.25 from Backerman. Martin Green, their team bankroller, Bayern to win and both teams to score, 2.6. And then also somebody wrote somewhere saying, Jim Bean, hi Natalie, hi, how are you? Someone saying also the over 2.5 goals, you can get that about 1.4. I was thinking about sticking that in an ACCA. I thought that was quite a good price for the over 2.5 goals. Anybody disagree?
No.
Well, I mean, what price is
No.
Barcelona? What price is Bayern Munich? And over 2.5.
Oh, it's like it's like
We did-
1.44. It's nothing. That was the very first bet that was thinking and I wanted
Yeah.
to take, but it was like super low.
The thing
In
is,
fact, actually, it's very
with
similar
these
prices
Champions
to
League
take the over.
with these Champions League games, I think you're, if Bayern Munich score after 10 minutes of this game, you're better off to back them the bets to have over 3.5, over 4.5 games at bigger prices and forget your original pre-bet, because it's all about how long Besiktas can keep a clean sheet for, and if they can keep the clean sheet for half and keep that crowd quiet going, and if they do score, it could be like flashing. It'll be 4 or 5 if they score very, very early, and your bet would be to play in play and back over 3.5, over 4.5 in running if they score after 10 minutes, rather than take a match position.
And another thing is this Bayern Munich side have been getting better. They have been really, really flying, and different personnel are coming in and they're fitting in. I mean, they've got goals in them from everywhere. Now, if
Yeah, they
Besiktas
do.
sit in, this is a side that will play their 1-2s and they will carve you. If Besiktas go on the front foot, this side will hit you on the break as well. So I can only see goals, and hopefully they're 4-0 up and they break away and they get a consolation, and then we're all happy.
Yeah. All right, guys, moving over. Chelsea versus Barcelona. Now, Barcelona 2.2, draw 3.4, Chelsea 3.75. Barcelona to qualify is 1.33 there. I think that this game could be certainly the lower scorer of the two matches. I'm looking at something like Barca and the under 3.5 goals. Chelsea at home. They've got a reasonable defence, and I think that this could be tight. Who's expecting tons of goals, or do you think this is going to be tight?
I'm not expecting tons, but
mean-
I'm expecting goals.
Oh, how many
Yeah,
goals?
it's hard to ever think a Champions League is going to stay under. I mean, when was the last under game? I mean, it seems like every game goes over. Seems like there are
Yeah.
always 3
Yeah, I mean,
goals.
last week was ridiculous. I mean, the thing is with Chelsea, this is it. This is their season, and this is everything for them now. It's absolutely huge, and it's whether for me, it's not a question of what goes on the pitch. It's a question of the players' mindset off the pitch. As Flash will know, if you lose the dressing room and certain players don't want to play for you, and it's very, very clear, and obviously like working for people over here, there's obviously a massive rift between Chelsea's manager and certain key players. And one particular player is David Luiz, and whether he plays or not, I'll be very amazed. But it's obviously clear that he's lost the dressing room. So if you've lost the dressing room and then you've got to get everyone to play for you against Barcelona, it's very, very, very difficult. And you can look at all the form, you can look at all the what's going on the field. But if those players in the dressing room looking at you, giving your team talk, and think to yourself, I don't fancy this. But as Flash would know, as a professional football player who's been in that situation, I think that's the big question. And for that reason, I think Barcelona here at around about 2.1 is a fantastic price. I really, really do.
Yeah.
They beat Chelsea. They were beating Chelsea in Champions League matches when this Chelsea side was full of players and leaders like John Terry, Drogba, Lampard. Now this Chelsea side is creaking all over the place. Cahill at the back isn't good enough. Whether he plays, I think there's major problems out front. They can't score enough goals. Bringing in Giroud will be good at home against Huddersfield. He'll be good against home against the lesser half in the Premier League. But he never cut it at Arsenal. He never played in these games. A big ask for him. I think Barcelona to win this game at 2.1 is a massive price.
Definitely, it is a massive price. You've got also Barca minus 0.25. You get that 1.83. So you half lose for the draw. Big man, are you on the Barca win?
Yeah, I actually really agree with Nigel here. I think, and I think he can agree, and Flash as well. I think anytime you can get Barcelona at an underdog price, I'd have to play it. I mean, I do think there are some things going on at Chelsea right now. I mean, listen, I've heard this talk lately. Well, they played well. I mean, they're beating pub sides. And come on with Hull City. Get out of here with that. I don't care that you beat Hull and West Brom. This is a big time real opponent. I know it's at home, but I don't really care, frankly. I have a couple bets for this game. I'm going to go Barcelona to win 2.15. I'm also going to take it 1-0. I'm going to do a correct score at 1-0. I can get odds of I believe 9 on that. I think a goal is going to get this one. I know we kind of talked about how every Champions League games goes over, but both these sides pretty good defensively for the most part. I think you might set up. Chelsea might try to get blown out here. I don't know, maybe keep it to a two-leg thing. I'm going to go with that. And I'm also going to go with one that Martin's talking about in the chat there. I'm going to go Messi score anytime at
Yeah.
1.83.
Yeah. It's a good bet as well. Melvin says Barca win 1-0. Interesting. There's a few people liking the draw as well. You are shaking your head there. You do not think that it's going to be a sort of a 1-0 final result there, Flash?
No, I don't. But I do agree with the boys near enough, word for word. I mean, Conte deserves a medal because everything this Chelsea side have achieved, they've achieved with like 5 players. I mean, I can run off players that are not good enough to play for Chelsea, and it's easier for me to tell you the players that are good enough. I mean, you've got Willian, Pedro, and Hazard, Kante, Alonso, and Azpilicueta. The rest of them, Rudiger, Christensen, Cahill, Bakayoko, forget it. 2.15, and I see Barcelona are getting pushed out. They were 2.1 this morning. They're now 23 to 20. Barcelona to win for me. I'm even thinking Barcelona and over 2.5 because that brings in the 2-1. And I'm also thinking Barcelona -1. And the reason I say that is because I think Chelsea will get desperate. And I don't fancy this Chelsea defence at all. Remember,
No.
Bournemouth have just been there and scored 3 goals against them. And now you might get the spirits up. I think they'll get picked off. I really do think they'll get picked off. And it'll be up to Barcelona. Because if Chelsea overcommit, Barcelona are in one of them going moods, they could end the tie tomorrow night.
Yeah, I've got Pedro Barbosa just said as well, Barcelona and the under 3.5 goals. That's what I was looking at. Get odds of 3 for that bet. But for me, I like Barca win, Barca minus 0.25.
Can I give you one bet? Can I just give you one sort of random bet here? In 4 of the last 8 Chelsea-Barcelona matches in the Champions League, there's been a red card. Right?
Ooh, yeah.
In 4 of the last 8, it's 4.5 a red card in this game. So if you do this, just look at the last 8 Champions League games. It's a 2.0 chance. There's been 4 out of 8. It's 50-50. With so much at stake for Chelsea, they will go at this. You know, Conte will have the whole place pumped, and they will kick Barcelona off to try to attempt to kick Barcelona off the pitch. 4.5 a red card in the game is a good bet for me.
Hey Nigel, there might be I might want to make a bet on. Will there be a red card between Nikolai and Flash? Nikolai not happy with Flash on the chat here. Doesn't look
Why?
like
What's he saying?
Nikolai's gone up in my estimation. He's going to get a Christmas card from me.
So what's
he's
Nikolai
going on
saying?
about how he's going on about, does Flash even watch these games? Christensen is the man at the moment. What is Flash talking about?
Is he winding me up?
Yes.
No chance. No chance.
All right, so going to start wrapping things up here. Smiley TV, though, Smiley Live TV says anytime red card for this match. So you guys could be onto something. Okay, so with the 2 matches, I'm just going to ask your favorite bet, if you've got an absolute favorite one. Sum up your bets and then add your favorite one. I'm going to start with you, big man. The bets you're going for and your bet.
Yeah, my favorite bet's going to be Barcelona at 2.15. Also going to go with anytime goal score Messi 1.83, and I'm going to also take the correct score 1-0 Barcelona, and Bayern Besiktas. I'm going to go both teams score over 2.5 at plus 140.
Wonderful. Same question to you, Flash.
Bayern Munich -2. And obviously the boys have indicated if you get it on the Asian handicap, it's quite a safe bet for me that you're going to get your push. But Barcelona, just straight Barcelona for me. Anything above even money. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we're all liking that one. Nige, what have you got?
Yeah, Barcelona again to complete the treble up 2.10. The only thing I always worry when 3 judges all pick the same one as their banker is always a bad sign. But I'm going to go for Barcelona to win 2.1. I think the Bayern Munich game is pretty obvious, but you know the value is probably not really there. I'm going to throw that red card in as a speculative pump. And for Flash, I'm going to go for Christensen to be man of the match at 33.
hey Nigel, it's also never good when Flash is on the same side as us. That's never good either.
Well,
yeah, that's true. Big man,
no comment.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, for me, favorite bet is Barcelona to win. I'm looking at Bayern Munich and the over 3.5 goals as well, but definitely going in Barcelona and Barcelona minus 0.25. There we go, guys. Wraps up
Hey,
Tuesday's
Nat,
matches. Yes.
before we go, while we have these two on the show, because we never have them on at the same time, can I just read the quote about Flash and get Nigel's opinion on that, or is that okay?
He knows all about it, big man. Do you want to get a
Go on,
bigger
mate.
spoon?
Now, Nigel, according to Holly and Chalk's In the Number, Watson was described as an effervescent, never say die forward, the sort the crowd always loves, and although not the most skillful of front runners, he had a swashbuckling style that unnerved defenses. Your thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of them I can't really air. That's a lot of my thoughts. Original thoughts I can't air because there'd be a lot of bleeping going on. I mean, all I know, obviously Flash is a lot older than me, so I can't really recall his playing days too much. But you know, me and Flash have been good mates for a long, long time. I always remember as the super sub for Sheffield Wednesday, coming on scoring the goals. And one thing with Flash as a football player, I would say he gave 120% effort, and he's like his punting. He gives 120% effort, but it's not good enough with the top boys.
That's fair comment, that, isn't
Uh, all right,
Love you,
boys.
Flash.
Going to head over now to Wednesday's
Cheers.
matches. Stay tuned. Thank you, Big Man on Campus, Flash, and Nigel Seeley, and to all our viewers. We're heading on over to Wednesday's matches now with Martin, Stuart from Dips HQ, and Alex from Need for Tips. See you there. Thank you, boys. Good luck.
Take care.
Good
All the
luck.
best.